We extend a very warm welcome to all of you as we gather here to celebrate the incredible achievements of our graduating class and alumni and honor the transformative journey that has led them to this momentous day. Speaking of journeys, it has been an incredible journey for ISDM as well, hasn't it? Don't you agree, Samantha?
Absolutely, Shikhar. ISDM began in 2016 as a bold and ambitious idea to change the development landscape in India and the world by preparing a committed, empathetic and professional cadre of leaders and change makers. Over the last 8 years, we have nurtured and sustained a community of over 330 individuals who have graduated from ISDM and dedicated themselves to create impact at scale.
And today, we celebrate the culmination of the journey of the 63 young, enthusiastic and passionate individuals who joined us in July 2022 and are ready to conquer, no, that doesn't sound right, and are ready to change the world. It is truly a privilege to recognize and honor the 11 months of hard work and dedication of the class of 2023.
And so without further ado, let us all stand and usher in the academic procession with a big round of applause. Or as the bricklayers and the academic team used to say, batch number 6, hashtag ab aa bhi jao.
Dignitaries who are on the dais today.
Starting from the left, we have ISDM's co-founder and director, Mr. Gaurav Shah. To his left, we have Mr. Sharad Agarwal, also a co-founder and director of ISDM. Next, we have Ms. Preeti Shenoy, Director, New Initiatives of Quality Education Support Trust, and alumna of IIM Ahmedabad. Ms. Shenoy is also a member of ISDM's statutory board. Next, it is our distinct honor to have as our esteemed chief guest for today, the Executive Director of the Population Foundation of India, Ms. Poonam Muthreja.
And at the center of the dais, we have ISDM's co-founder and president, Mr. Ravi Sridharan. To Ravi's left is the chairperson of ISDM's Academic Council, Professor A.K. Shivakumar. We then have the students' favorite and PGPDM Program Director, Ms. Sayyida Nagma Abidi. And last but certainly not least, we are joined by our amazing bricklayers, Maitri Mukherjee, Kabini Prakash, and of course, co-emceeing with me, Simrita Kaur.
Let's give a resounding round of applause to all our distinguished dignitaries and guests for gracing us with their presence.
Now, before we proceed further, we would like to express our deepest appreciation to the faculty, bricklayers, and staff members who have dedicated themselves to nurturing the intellectual and professional growth of our graduating class. Their guidance, mentorship, and unwavering support have been the pillars of strength for our graduates as they navigated through the complexities of our unique, dynamic, and honestly an extremely rigorous program. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to the families and loved ones of our graduates, whose encouragement and support has been the bedrock of their success.
We now request ISDM Statutory Board member Ms. Preeti Shenoy to formally commence the convocation ceremony.
It's my pleasure to declare the convocation ceremony of the class of 2023 open.
Thank you, Ms. Shenoy. To address the graduating class, we now invite to the podium co-founder and president of ISDM, Mr. Ravi Sridharan.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to do something I've never done before, deliver a prepared speech. I'll try. I can't guarantee that I'll stick to the script. Okay. So, dear distinguished guests, colleagues, partners, well-wishers, alumni from the class of 2019, and the stars of this evening, the graduating class of 2023. A very warm, or should I say pleasant, welcome to this evening's function. Let me start by acknowledging the huge role each one of you in this audience and several others who couldn't make it today have played in turbocharging the journey of ISDM and all that it's been able to achieve in the short span of 8 years. I'm both delighted and proud to say that ISDM has had yet another year of good work, great influence, and a significant addition to the number of people who believe in our vision and mission. An increasing tribe of people who recognize the unimaginable power of development management in multiplying the impact of all the money and development work happening in the country. ISDM has made further progress in its journey to shape the sector and the country to the importance and criticality of development management. Testimony for this came during the Dialogues on Development Management, a national event hosted by ISDM and partners on management in the social sector. This conference, held in Delhi late last year, besides being the first ever national conference on development management, turned out to be one of the best attended conferences in the social sector, with over 800 delegates from 28 states. Our centers of excellence on philanthropy, on innovative finance for social impact, and on data sciences for social impact have been doing some really interesting work. Their reports on the landscape have been received very well, and there's a wonderful community of practice building around these centers of excellence. We've created one of the most amazing e-libraries that has over 10 million books, magazines, and journals, including the most sought-after journals related to development studies and management, all of it freely available to people working in the social sector. Our data center is coming up nicely and will provide access to good quality data across SDGs to students, practitioners, researchers. Coming to our PGP program in development management, which is what our students are graduating from, today ISDM stands as a pioneering institution dedicated to excellence in the field of development management. Some key aspects that make the PGP DM program a transformative one for students are: one, it's based on real challenges and the context of development management. This is a unique one-year management program that's exclusively focused on development management. The program offers a unique and comprehensive curriculum tailored to the specific challenges and opportunities of managing development initiatives and organizations effectively. Secondly, it's a holistic approach. ISDM adopts a holistic approach to development management, emphasizing the integration of theory and practice, as well as the development of leadership, management, and technical skills. We have some of the best faculty teaching in this course. ISDM boasts of a faculty of experienced practitioners and scholars with expertise in various aspects of development management. There's immense practical learning opportunities for students. ISDM provides students with ample opportunities for practical learning through internships, fieldwork, case studies, and experiential projects. By engaging directly with development organizations and communities, students gain valuable hands-on experience and develop the skills needed to address complex development challenges. Opportunities for networking and collaborations. ISDM fosters a vibrant and inclusive learning community, providing students with opportunities to network, collaborate, and exchange ideas with peers, faculty, and industry professionals. Very importantly, it's based on ethical and value-based leadership. ISDM emphasizes the importance of ethical leadership, social responsibility, and sustainability in development management. The institution instills values of integrity, empathy, and accountability in its students, preparing them to navigate ethical dilemmas and contribute positively to social change. And finally, it's being recognized increasingly, even offshore, is the innovative pedagogy, which is led by bricoleurs who are sitting on the stage today. And these methods foster critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, and so on and so forth. Overall, ISDM is indeed committing to shaping the next generation of development leaders and professionals. While today is about ISDM and the PGP-DM program, but more importantly, it's about the graduating students and their lives from here on. So I'm going to turn to the students and address you. First, as I always have said, while you're graduating today, your relationship with the institution is 1 year on campus and a lifetime together. We hope and we will actively engage with you to learn from your experiences in your journey in the sector, while we will share whatever we learn in the years to come with each one of you. Today, as all of us know, India stands on the cusp of huge economic progress. We are now the 5th largest economy in the world, and I'm sure we'll cross several flagposts on this economic journey. As development management professionals, we must recognize that it is in times of huge ups, or for that matter downs, that there is both a huge opportunity for socio-economic progress, but also the times when the weaker sections of society face the biggest challenges of inequality and marginalization. With economic progress comes the opportunities for better income, better livelihood, better public health, better public education, and overall a better quality of life. But this does not happen naturally. These are periods when these benefits don't percolate and reach the most downtrodden. It can get concentrated with some segments and leave out large sections of society. Our success, your success, lies in making sure these inequalities of opportunity do not happen and we do not leave anyone behind. Today is the world of artificial intelligence and deep learning, and ChatGPT, which has even come into our classrooms, has become a tool for common non-techies too. The world is moving and changing at rapid speeds. While these tools and creations can be hugely powerful for socio-economic progress, these changes can also worsen the divide if we do not change and keep pace in the sector. We need to constantly evolve and innovate on the ways we work to make these newfangled tools work for the least privileged. As development management professionals, I would urge you to not become Jola Wallas, but laptop Wallas, and ensure this change in you translates into a better life and opportunities for the less privileged and a better environment and a safer planet. Embrace data sciences, high-end finance, sophisticated technology, latest theories in people motivation and management. Recognize the blind spots in philanthropy, governance, compliance, and bring it all to bear on the work you do wherever you go in the social sector. You have an opportunity and a responsibility as graduates of ISDM to become ambassadors of development management and introduce these ideas and methods that you have learned in managing social purpose organizations in the country. Let me close by saying that the increasingly complex challenges we face today require a collective response from all sections of society, Samaj, Sarkar, and Bazaar. The social sector, indeed, in particular, has a very crucial role to play in building a more just, equitable, humane, and sustainable world. Please remember also to be lifelong learners. And the one line that I must have said numerous times to all of you, I hope stay with you, which is, you will learn the most from people who are least like you. My best wishes to all of you, and hope to see each one of you become change makers in your families, in your immediate neighborhood, in the larger society, and indeed for the planet. Thank you and all the very best.
Thank you, Ravi. I would now like to invite Program Director PGPDM Nagma to share her reflections with us.
Okay. I'll try not to turn this into a plenary. I will really try my best. And as I promised some of the alums, I want to first of all share my gratitude to somebody who's present here to ensure that I'm here on time. So good evening to all, esteemed guests, distinguished founders, and advisors to ISDM, our very unique and illustrious faculty, ISDM's fascinating alumni, parents and my dear colleagues and friends. Today, as I stand in front of you, it gives me enormous pleasure and pride to address not students, but colleagues now. I'm at this point feeling very nostalgic, not just because I'm in front of the class of 2022 and 23, for whom we have all gathered here, but also because I see in the audience students of the class which is very close to my heart, the class of 2018 and 19. Welcome to your fifth year reunion. I stand here continuing to hold the legacy and representing amazing people, as well as the enormous talent of the academic team at ISDM who have been with us and who still are part of this amazing journey of our students. It is therefore for me a moment of happiness that we all have assembled here to celebrate the graduation of the cohort of 22 and 23. I'd like to share that this speech was the most difficult for me to prepare, primarily because there was a lot of expectations that I thought that people had from this particular speech. So I had to wonder whether I should meet that expectation. I had multiple emotions to deal with before I could pen down my thoughts finally, and this will resonate with a lot of you, right at the brink when the submission time comes in, at 11:59, that's when I completed my speech and sent it off to Gopika, sort of ensuring that Gopika doesn't, palpitate with anxiety. Now you may wonder why, but considering that this batch has been named as a hashtag Abija, I think I do not need to share my reasons why. So this is the sixth batch which is graduated in front of me, and I find that every class has its uniqueness from which they are remembered, sometimes with fondness, and at times with wonder. This batch, I suspect, will be continued to be remembered with wonder. Amazing set of 63 young people who at times wowed me with their insights in the discussions. Some are still fondly remembered for their sensitivity, while others continue to inspire through the incredible work that they're doing and with resilience, taking on the challenge of development sector that pushes them against the wall, and yet they continue to persevere. And when I hear what they've taken from here, it is a moment of pride. These are really some incredible people whom I wish all my best. Now wait a minute. If you think all has been hunky-dory while they were in the program, then it's completely untrue. Let me pause here and remind you all of the title of this batch. This is hashtag Ab Abija, all through the program. The majority of the days went by with us placing bets with some students who came on time as to aaj kitne aayenge gabbar. Such was the trend that even Gaurav would ask me, aapke bacche aayenge? Before any external guest would be scheduled to come. So you can imagine what used to go in our mind. And one thing is completely true about this batch. Some of the times they've always done the unexpected. Like one day trip, all of them were on campus before time, really early. Morning at 4 o'clock, all on time. And Mariam, who was anchoring this trip, was confident that they would be late. And she got caught unaware, and she was the last one to arrive. I do not think that she was ever able to recover from that till the end. Now there was a student, and I'm not going to name whoever the student is, or there might be students who would fit the bill, would always have a query about the academic processes. Why is this happening? What is the relevance? Why are we doing it this way, not that way? And would wander on the third floor to find a team member who would engage in the conversation. Now, I can tell you that internally we would have a roster within the team, and before you knew it, it was your turn to engage. There was another who would always be running late for the class. The laughters tell you all. And we had started documenting on how many different reasons there could be for being late. I must tell you, and this is for some of the volunteers who are here for this present class, this record still holds so far. This class, however, also has the honor of having one of the students who has not just excelled in their chosen elective, but also audited another elective and engaged with it intensively. For me, it remains an example of true learning spirit, completely reinforcing my belief that if you have the desire to learn, then you can make it happen. I'm well aware of the time, and before Simrata sort of pens me and says, okay, bas. So I'd like to end with my fondest memory of this batch, and that is of their farewell. Not because it was their farewell, but farewell at ISDM is generally a celebration because they generally close on the morning with a final submission. And it is truly well-deserved celebration. And so was it for this particular batch. In the morning, they closed their final presentations and everyone came for their farewell, lo and behold, on time. For the first time in the history of ISDM so far, the whole PGP joined their hands together to showcase the experience of the cohort's 11-month journey for them. And I don't know why they did it, but you can have your own guesses. And we thought everything was going fine with music and dance, and then someone started crying. And then another. And then another. And then people just started crying. And it just broke my heart. I think it finally landed on people that Monday morning, there will no longer be any messages such as, where are you, come to class. No more nudges that we noticed that you were troubled or what's happening to you. So today, it has been special as we welcome you back and saw your smiling faces. The ISDM family, our well-wishers, and your loved ones salute the courage, the integrity, and the fortitude that you have displayed in the past 6 months, slightly more probably. I truly hope that you all flourish. We couldn't have been prouder. We all believe that you value as development managers, and what you'll be able to bring to the development space is unquestionable. We are all here for anything you may need in your journeys ahead as mentors, teachers, colleagues, and friends. So congratulations once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Nagma. We would now like to move forward to the keynote address by our chief guest, Executive Director of the Population Foundation of India, Ms. Poonam has for over 40 years been a strong advocate for women's health, reproductive and sexual rights, and rural livelihoods. She has co-conceived the popular transmedia initiative "मैं कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ," I, a woman, can achieve anything. Before joining Population Foundation of India, she served as the India Country Director of the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation for 15 years. She has also co-founded and led the Ashoka Foundation, Dastkar, and the Society for Rural, Urban and Tribal Initiative.
Ms. Mutrija is a member of the Governing Council and Board of Action Aid International and India, and is a member of a committee at the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering and Medicine, Washington, D.C. She has also served as a visiting professor at Earlham and New Hampshire colleges, teaching courses on international development and poverty alleviation. An alumna of Delhi University and Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government, she also serves on the governing council of several non-government organizations and is a regular commentator in India and globally for television and print media.
Ma'am, may we please invite you to the podium to address the graduating cohort.
I'll do that. Oh, thank you so much. So, distinguished guests, faculty, proud parents, families, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2023. I'm deeply honored to stand before you today because of a whole range of reasons. Not only are you a special class graduating, very clearly what I heard, and as you prepare for the next, probably the most significant chapter of your lives, I'm excited that at the end, right at the end, I have an opportunity to share some thoughts with you. Your journey is going to be, I can identify with it, having been in the sector for 40 years. Your journey is going to be full of challenges, triumphs, and above all, opportunities. To make a meaningful difference in your life. You know, what's wonderful about the development sector, in my experience, is that there's an opportunity at every step. I'm not only talking about the job opportunities, but once you get the job opportunities to do something. And I can tell you the world out there, the development sector, what is missing in a big way is computer walas. We have had too many jola walas. So for ISDM to prepare every year, and this year 66 professionals to join the development sector is a huge need, and the knowledge, skills, as well as the networks that you have acquired at the Indian School of Development Management you'll find going to be pivotal to your success and your journey. I can see in each of you a role, playing a critical role as you shape India's development and economy, and innovating, advocating for the most marginalized, challenging discrimination, inequity, and which is increasing, which is there in plenty. Even though we are the 5th largest economy in the world today, you will need to confront pressing issues of inequality, discrimination with integrity, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to social justice. And I understand that your program has prepared you well to do that. Having said that, I will still, I was asked by Ravi to anyone who speaks at a graduation ceremony is expected to give advice, and I can't disappoint Ravi or you, but maybe you'll be disappointed to hear some of the same things you have studied in your class. But I do want to reiterate, based on my experience, how important values are, the importance of values as you go forward. And as you embark on your professional journey, it is essential to recognize your values, which are dynamic in nature, which will also change and evolve, but will deepen with each experience, learning opportunities and exploring along the way. We draw inspiration, we always draw, and I do draw inspiration from the foundational principles encapsulated in the core values, not only of our personal experiences, but also from exemplary individuals who serve as our role models and leaders across various fields. The core values you embrace will exert a profound impact on the path that you have decided to tread, intricately shaping and steering your actions as you navigate the course of your future. Throughout my career in the development sector, which spans 4 years, as was mentioned, and which also dates me, may not have gray hair, but I've been around for long. I witnessed firsthand the incredible power of compassion and the transformative impact it can have on communities, both small and large, from founding organizations championing social justice to creating livelihoods for the most marginalized. My experience has taught me that our pursuit of social change goes beyond achieving big goals or accumulating wealth. It is about fostering a deep sense of empathy and solidarity with those who are most marginalized and vulnerable in our society. In the realm of development, values are not just ideals to aspire for. They are the guiding principles that shape every action and decision. In fact, when I started in the development sector, I had the privilege of having as one of my gurus, I chose anybody who was inspiring, had vision, had knowledge, had to become my guru. And I was 2-timing, 3-timing, 4-timing. It didn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, the more gurus you have and the more people you can learn from puts you on a fast track. And I want to particularly talk about Lakshmi Jain, Elsie Jain, whose book, if you haven't read, Grass Without Roots, on the social sector in India, development in India at the grassroots level, I highly recommend as an inspiring book. Elsie Jain was important in my life because he brought to me the closest I could be to Gandhi and Mahatma Gandhi. And every time I said something or I acted, instead of telling me how I wasn't being right, Elsie Jain would always tell me, what will Gandhiji have done? What would Gandhiji have said? And that got me to reading Gandhi a lot. And honestly, if you have, there are role models, but if you have readings of Gandhi and keep him as your core guide, there's very little answers you won't find. As Mahatma Gandhi remarked, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Gandhi's commitment to equality, the transformative power of self-improvement, the importance of serving others, and the need to address social issues at their roots ensure that benefits of progress reach even the last mile of society. And one area where I think as you move out, graduate, you're not moving away, It's a lifetime long relationship, as Ravi said. So I will only say, as you do move on today, self-improvement is another area that I will continue always in my life and to use reiterate. You know, one area which, in spite of having a lot of inspirational gurus in my work, that I had challenges with is to be even more, for self-improvement, to be even more compassionate. And I used to do these training workshops. I never missed a training workshop when His Holiness the Dalai Lama did workshops in Delhi over 10 years, 3 to 4 days. Anything could happen. I wouldn't miss those opportunities. And in the 9th workshop, the Dalai Lama came, when he was blessing me, he said, "My child, why do you come every year? You have a lot to do in life." So I said, "I need to learn." And he said, "What is it that you need to learn?" So I said, "Compassion." So he said, "I see plenty on you. I don't have much to give you." I said, "No, I want to be compassionate to those, especially those who are the perpetrators, whether it was violence against women or the huge corruption and exploitation we see at the grassroots or anywhere else." And he told me an amazing story where I do not find an enemy in anyone today. Disagree or agree, ideologically can be very different. And I want to share this story in only 3 lines with you. So there was a monk in China in captivity who came, and Dalai Lama told me this story when I asked for his blessings. And he said, I was told the monk was in captivity and had managed to run away or be released after 20 years. And he's in Dharamshala now. So the Dalai Lama went immediately to meet him, and the monk was bruised. The monk gave him a hug, and the Dalai Lama gave him a hug. And in the hug, they found he was crying deeply. And the Dalai Lama called himself stupid. He said, "You know, me stupid? I said to the monk, you were scared they'll kill you." And the Dalai Lama said, "No, I was scared I will lose compassion for those who are torturing me." So, you know, when you have people like Guru, people you respect, they can change, and you go to them always for advice and stop thinking you know everything. It's a learning of lifetime every day, and I continue to learn. Let me now move to look at the future a bit, just 4 points. And I've identified 4 areas where collective public action is needed, and we need to sustain development and have transformative changes. And the first one I'd like to is India's progress I'd like to state that India's progress could accelerate significantly more if women were more empowered and have the freedom and opportunities for choices. Women, even in the social sector, the women constitute only 26% of full-time employees, and only 16% women head development institutions. I'm very proud of ISDM, where 60% of the students of this class are women, right? And 40% men. So you've already set standards, and hope you will go and decrease the gap in the leadership and employment opportunities and work opportunities in the social sector, if not across the country. The advancement of women in leadership and management is integral to growth, success of the development sector, as well as the economy, nationally, globally, and there's enough data which I'm sure you were taught in your classrooms. Having recognized critical gaps in mentorship and leadership building within the development sector, I have the privilege to have initiated several fellowship programs aimed at supporting emerging women leaders in discovering their potential and navigating their career trajectories. But equally importantly, I have invested in men who are gender sensitive, who believe in gender equality, and who practice gender equality. And those investments have been some of the best investments too. We need to reflect on the broader societal landscape we inhabit. I am very, again, proud of the fact that ISDM started and continues to work on the Women on Boards, a much needed program, a very significant program. We need to reflect broadly, but the landscape that we have, our core principles must emphasize the importance of involving men. Women's most issues which we call women's issues, violence against women and family planning and so on, are not just women's issues. They will be an impact if because they are also men's issues. They're society's issues. It's not only about women. It's a responsibility that we collectively have, and in Population Foundation of India, we have a big stress in our work. It's not gender equality only, it's also male responsibility and male engagement. And हमारा नारा है देश बदलेगा जब मर्द बदलेगा. I hope you will take that with you. So India cannot afford to neglect also that's my second point to you, the population dynamics that we are seeing in India today as the most populous country that took over from China in April 23 as the most populous country. We also have wonderfully, and I see the youth power here, we have 365 million young people in India. We also have a graying population, and we also have valuable resources of skilled workers and professionals. But we need to step up our investments and serve as a valuable resource for skilling young people while we look at aging and making policies and programs for the people. So remember, as you go out there, you're entering a very, very changed population dynamics where education, healthcare, skill development, and creating employment opportunities in this environment is critical and has to be at a fast track. Third, equally important, it is to ensure interventions are scaled up. You know, I call India and much of the world, when I'm feeling optimistic, I say junkyard. When I'm feeling totally pessimistic, a graveyard of pilots. We don't think of scale and scaling up and mainstream scaling often, and the great contributions others have made and you will be making. I would like to request you think scaling up as you go. Fourth, and linked to scaling up is the changing the culture and shaping contexts that matter a great deal when it comes to scaling up, and that is changing social norms, changing regressive social behaviors. And I'll conclude by saying to you, the class of, the graduating class, that as you embark on your journeys, may you carry all the lessons learned, the values instilled in you, and the unwavering belief that change is not only possible but within your grasp. And in the words of Nelson Mandela, what counts in life is not the mere fact that we lived it. It is the difference we made to the lives of others, and that will determine the significance of the lives we lead. So I'd like to congratulate ISDM for its sustained efforts to build a cadre of professionals and much needed leaders and managers who will strengthen, no doubt, the development sector, build credibility, significantly and substantially make a difference. I want to end by saying the world is, I believe, divided into two kinds of people. People who get credit and people who do the things. I hope you will be the second, and try if you can to belong only to the second, and there's far less competition there. Thank you very much, and congratulations, class of 203. Thank you.
With empathy. We would now like to proceed to the distribution of certificates, something that the current cohort, the graduating cohort, is waiting for.
We invite our esteemed chief guest, Ms. Poonam Mutreja, to formally hand over the certificates to our graduating students. And we request Program Director PGPDM Nagma to please join her as well.
Abhineet Arvind Gholap.
Aishwarya Srivastava.
Please clap louder. Amit Kumar Maurya.
Anjali Agarwal.
Ankit Deshmukh.
Antara Agarwal.
Anupama Mishra.
Arjun Ranjit. Arun Mamgai.
Arya Harshvardhan.
Arya Singh.
Athira Ashokan.
Bharat Valiveti.
Brinda Dolagupu.
Daisy Jain.
Deepa Bhisht. Divya Sharma.
Evangelina Patro.
Garima Pandey. Gauri Jadala.
Harshala Kisan Bagrao.
जूरी हो जाए.
Kamal Narayani.
कोमल माने.
Lakshmi Jagdish.
मोहम्मद फरहान. मुकुंद सुनील शिंदे. नवीन कुमार यादव. निखिल सुकुमारन. निकिता कुमारी. Palak Sharma. Pallavi Jyotode.
प्रशांत घोरपड़े. प्रतीक्षा बोठाकुर. प्रवीण सिंह राठौर. प्रियंका नायर. पुनीत आघी. आर कोंघाई. राहुल कुमार. राजवंश सिंह.
Rupal Singhvi. Shatabdi Roy.
शिवाली गुप्ता. सृष्टि ठाकुर.
Shruti Salunke.
शुभम कपूर.
Shubham Kumar. Shubhashish Saha.
वैष्णवी संगनवार. वरुण सेठी. वेदिका टिकमानी. विनायक शर्मा. एंड विराज कुमार नेगी.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mutreja. Congratulations, class of 2023. We would now like to invite some of our graduating alumni to share with us their journeys and stories. First up, from the graduating class of 2023, we have Divya Sharma. Divya Sharma is currently working as Assistant Manager, Government Advocacy and Partnerships at Lender Hand India. Please join us on stage, Divya.
Hi everyone, good evening, esteemed guests, all the staff members at ISDM and all the alums of ISDM as well as all my lovely colleagues. First of all, it's wonderful to see everybody here today. I am though standing here to share about my journey, experiences and everything that Gopika has given a list of. But Ravi, I did not prepare my speech if you are anywhere. Okay. But yes, I purposely didn't prepare it because I just wanted it to be at the moment. That is what I think one thing that I've learned from Ravi. When I entered into ISDM, trust me, I was very skeptical about how this journey is going to be. But as they always say, you have to take a leap of faith. I think not just the faith that has been built in the past 1 year at ISDM, it has been a transformative journey altogether. Starting from the classroom sessions that we have had, the discussions on values, the discussions on leadership that we have had, and an amazing set of peers that I've met in this entire journey. I have gotten a tribe to fall upon, I would say. And I think one of the moments I still remember is when our entire batch was sick with influenza, and how each one held each one together, was supporting each other, was being there for each other, was one of the most memorable moments for me. So while we were studying, learning a lot of development stuff, but I think that feeling of a tribe was something that was just remarkable and just beautiful. I think the challenges that we talk about, first of all, if I share about my journey, I work in a pilot and then I work with the government. So it's a drastic combination altogether, but it is fun, definitely. And you cannot always see, oh, this is a challenge and oh, let me go back to the ISDM journey and see what I've learned. No. But I think on those special moments and on those moments of challenges is when you realize, oh, this is what, how I have changed over that 1 year, and this is how I am able to take a call. This is how I'm able to stand up for myself, being a woman in that space. So I think all those learning all together, not just about development, but also about, how to stand up for yourself was also something that the entire 1 year has taught me. Second, I think one thing I would definitely say is what the ISDM journey has taught me was perspectives. And I think that was something which has just transformed, I think not just for me, I think for a lot of us in our cohort. I myself came from an experience in the sector. I worked before, then I came into ISDM. It has definitely changed a lot of perspectives about the development sector itself. And ISDM in that sense, I think is a beautiful, I would say, chance, step or journey to take, where you sort of increase your horizon as well and you see how far and how big the development sector is. While I was working in the sector, I was not able to see sector as such a, big an opportunity to work upon and how your work can bring so much of transformation. Again, I will just close by saying what I have, Gopika, I think specifically mentioned about sharing what do I take away from ISDM. I think one is this beautiful set of friends, peers that I have gained. I know I can always fall back to them. There's a tribe that I've gained and I will always fall back to them. Congratulations to each one of us who are present here. And I hope we all in this journey of change keep inspiring ourselves as well as others and create a better world for everybody to live in. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, Divya. We now request Varun Sethi to share his experience with us as well. Varun from the class of 2023 works as Senior Associate at Lender Hand India. Please join us on stage, Varun.
Thank you. My name is Varun Sethi and I stand for empathy and compassion for myself and others. First of all, thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity to speak here, because it's again a special day for all of us, and for me, my parents are also here, so it's more special. So I would like to start by quoting Sir Ratan Tata: if you want to walk fast, walk alone. If you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. It is well said. मजे जगह से नहीं, मजे तो लोगों से आते हैं. We call ourselves ISDM buddies. Seriously? Isn't it irony? We are more than 60 people and we still call it ISDM buddies, and nobody ever dared to change the name. So very good evening to all my buddies and everyone else present here. I guess we all know that social sector is very small, but we all have so many mutual connections in this, and ISDM has played a crucial role in this. Here in ISDM, I have learned that more than competition, collaboration is important. More than judgment, honesty is important. Some of us were experienced and some were freshers. But PLC, which is our student group, makes its own way to either become lovers or haters. During rural immersion, as in district immersion, we all were scared. What if things go south? Or what if this happens or that happens? But in the end, we all were there for each other. Some groups come closer, some fall apart. Analyzing the situations was never an easy task, nor was designing system or any intervention. But making it a safe space to learn and grow together, we all have come a long way. I really hope that one day we will implement the ideas and the projects which we have discussed, so that we can also say this social entrepreneur is from our batch. During placement, which was a crucial period, we were there for each other. Some got placed earlier and some got placed later. But as we say, all is well that ends well. Currently, I am managing Delhi Internship Program for Directorate of Education with Lend a Hand India, and I have realized that working with government or any other setup is not an easy task. But that's where we have to apply our RTL and PMTL learning to understand the process and make the way to make things happen. When I joined my organization, I was happy because some of my alumni were already working there and they make me more comfortable. Other people in my organization says that almost everyone is from ISDM. Is it a cult or something? I don't know what it is. For me, it's a safe place with good vibes. Time goes on, but the most important thing is the people here in this space. And I know, together, we will be there for each other. I started my journey in ISDM with कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. ये PGPDM नहीं समझेंगे, इनको 1 साल का MBA ही बताना. And ended with, क्यों मिलते हैं कुछ लोग हमें? क्यों मिलते हैं कुछ लोग हमें जब जाना ही होता है एक दिन छोड़ के? And today, all I want to say is, कुछ तो खास है इन लोगों में. There is something special with these people. ये दुनिया में बदलाव करने निकले हैं. इरादे काफी नेक है और हौसले भी बुलंद है. इरादे काफी नेक है और हौसले भी बुलंद है. कुछ तो कर दिखाएंगे. अपने साथ साथ हम सबका सर ऊंचा करके आगे बढ़ते जाएंगे. थैंक यू.
Thank you for that, Varun. Now we would like to move forward and introduce the guest of honor for today's convocation ceremony, Attorney General for India, Mr. R. Venkatramani, who is joining us virtually, as you can see to the screen on your right. Currently serving as the 14th Attorney General for India, Mr. R. Venkatramani was appointed as a member of the Law Commission in 2010. Since then, he has been appearing for the state of Tamil Nadu as a Special Senior Counsel and also acting as Special Senior Counsel for the state of Andhra Pradesh.
Mr. Venkatramani became a registered lawyer with the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu in 1977. He later moved to the Supreme Court in 1979, and in 1997 he was appointed as a senior advocate by the Supreme Court. Throughout his career, he has represented various clients, from the central government to the state governments, universities and public sector entities in both the Supreme Court and different high courts. Additionally, Mr. Venkatramani was a member of the Law Commission of India in both 2010 and 2013.
It is an honor to have you among us, even though virtually, sir. Over to you.
One, I just finished being part of a 75 years celebration of the Rajasthan High Court. And I feel so happy to be invited by Mr. Ravi, whom I've not met so far, but I've heard about him. Good friend of mine, a lawyer in Supreme Court, Napinai, had introduced me to him. And we are just WhatsApp acquaintances, but what a wonderful WhatsApp acquaintance it has been for me. So before I share my thoughts for the day, it's interesting from another point of view that as a professional, I had an opportunity to work for and with a large number of non-governmental organizations in the field of social justice. My long association with giants in the field of justice and law, such as Justice Krishna Iyer, with whom I had worked on several projects of concern for the deprived and the disadvantaged sections of the community, has given me some exposure about how law can be a tool in the hands of those whose minds are always focused on looking at and dealing with the Constitution as a social engineering instrument. But when I was asked by Mr. Ravi Sridharan to address you, I would have certainly been physically present on this wonderful occasion for many of you, but for very unavoidable visit to Jodhpur, and as God has made it possible for me at least to get technologically connected with you, I'm so happy to be able to reach out to you, though from a distance, but very close in heart. As I said, nevertheless, thanks to technology, I'm able to connect with you and share my humble thoughts. The fulfillment, I just heard the two students who have graduated from this institution. The fulfillment one gets on any achievement always remain with us. It can be any achievement and not necessarily breathtaking achievements. Reaching or crossing milestones in our life, particularly in completing our educational attainments, will be times to be celebrated, cherished, and fondly remembered forever. From one fulfillment to the next leg of our journeys in life is a time both for celebration and reflection. Pursuit of education is a time for exploration of knowledge. The more inquisitive you are, the more expansive is the field of knowledge. The more you are inclined to be an explorer, the more exciting will be your educational journey. The rewarding part of being a human being is that we can create our opportunities and receive them too, and fashion our ways of life. As you are turning the next chapter in your life with a certificate of an educational accomplishment, the time for celebration and reflection occur together. Let me wish each and every one of you celebration and egg you on to reflections. I'm delighted to be part of the graduation even today. I call it graduation in the more expansive sense. I have my share of the pleasure to understand the nature and scope of the discipline of your study. With the spread of many subjects in the field of social sciences and the interconnectedness, we are entering into a new generation of knowledge connection. From being mere theoretical fields of study, economics and development, we have converted them into the world of action and social ordering. Even science and technology have become fields of overlap with social sciences, insofar as they relate to advancement of human welfare and fulfillment. The study of pure sciences is no longer unconnected to technology, and technology is essentially social action. The concept of development is partly rooted in economics. Post-Second World War, human rights, and certain schools of economic thought from Keynes onwards. It's also rooted in constitutional thoughts, such as an egalitarian society and distributive justice. Development economics became the buzzword in the 70s. The idea of a new economic policy to balance private initiative with social justice is a product of amalgam of ideologies. In the midst of all these arose the need for structuring through constitution and law for all social transactions. This is an ambitious task. So-called mature democracies as USA or many European nations are beginning to experience strains in the discharge of this task. There is a burgeoning literature on failure of democracies too. The practice of management of business enterprises based on principles of private idea or private norms, conventions driven by prevailing economic understanding, say the Adam Smith way, have yielded to public intervention and public regulation. It will be important to bear in mind that this is mostly due to the meeting points between the obligations of governance and its responsibility to drive and regulate, supervise and guide private economic, trade and commerce, and the obligation of economics too to become the engine of social justice. Just as Amartya Sen wrote extensively on capabilities and freedoms, we need to talk about social tasks of individuals, establishments, institutions, and their convergence. The social task perspective will take us to the connections between public policy and private ordering, between our behavior as individuals in various positions of work, employment, etc., and the compliance with social demands. These are the stuff of contemporary reflection and debates. The conflicts or clashes between left ideology, with all its variants, with the liberal free market system, continue to be part of our political debates. From Bernie Sanders, the US Senator, to Thomas Piketty, the French economist, talk about the lack of delivery by the free market. The clashes, as I said very often, also seem to be empty interlocking owing to our clinging on to the theory than to change the realities. To a large extent, all our transactions are subject to extensive legal regulations. The government does not leave free even hundi collections from in temples. Let me take you through some connected domains. John Rawls, the American jurist and philosopher, in his second principle of justice, said this, I quote, social and economic inequalities are to satisfy two conditions. First, they are to be attached to positions and offices open to all under conditions of fair equality of opportunity. And second, they are to be the greatest benefit to the least advantaged members of society. Emphasis is on the least advantaged members of society. Unquote. This is built on the assumption that inequalities may persist but shall not be a hinder on equal claims to access to natural and social resources and wealth. In other words, social ordering goes beyond poverty issue or annihilation of economic inequality. The pursuit or an end of all human transactions must be to enable all of us to freely organize and arrange our lives by attainment to the highest levels of capacity and fulfillment. 1,000 abilities must be supported by 1,000 arrangements in society. I suppose every field of inquiry and study, particularly in relation to public policy and being engaged in by private initiatives and by government and transactions policy by private establishment, will all revolve around these aspects. Contracts cannot be in isolation from public policy and requirements. They are subject to environmental regulation as mining activities are. So also, investments in education or any other field are subject to tax and other levies. The pharma industry is subject to domestic health policy. Agriculture sector is hedged by many factors. The good old thought that with land reforms, we would have solved our agriculture problems along with equality seems to be an open question. The other area of competing demands is the caste and related aspects. In all these, there is a running threads of development and management, both public and private initiatives. So we must talk about social tasks of section of the community, the social task of sections of the community. It can be the task of educational institutions. It can be that of courts. It can be of professions. It can be of individuals. I also understand that our rights discourse must take place within the above matrix. Rights, in order to be really fundamental, both in conception and exercise, must bear this common social task relationship. Otherwise, it will be sectoral and divisive. There'll be no social ordering, but only social distractions. Social media, I understand, is an example of a social distraction. To conclude, social ordering is a common social task. Social ordering is the interplay between individual initiative and common good. The interplay happens in the space of two interlocking circles which are of equal relevance. All of us are partners in the grand narrative of India's future. Every readiness to be part of this is a matter of fulfillment, personal and social. I wish all of us to strive to be in this task. I once again convey my deepest wishes to each one of you, great strides in your personal life, and the joint celebration of this day be memorable for us as far as memory can remain. And my final apologies once again for not being able to be with you physically, but I suppose what technology made it possible, and my mind running along with the theme of your head of the institution was Ravi. I think as soon as I'm going to meet him, we'll have probably some more engagements on common pursuits of taking this institution further and higher in the task of in the performance of social tasks. And I'm sure I wish to meet in every one of you at an early point of time to share how our experiences, our thoughts and ideas, our reflections, and our engagements on making this nation a great place in future history of the world will be part of our memory. I wish this day be memorable to you once again. Thank you for inviting me this evening. Again, my apologies for not being able to be with you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir, for addressing our cohort. We would now like to continue hearing voices from the alumni. And this time I would like to invite members from the second cohort to share their stories of change with us. We first have Ruqayya Ahmed Khan from the class of 2019. Having previously worked as program coordinator at Magic Bus India Foundation, she is currently serving as lead for GOYN or Global Opportunity Youth Network at Lighthouse Communities Foundation. Welcome, Ruqayya.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Ruqayya. I stand for oneness for myself and for others. I'm so grateful to get an opportunity to talk to everyone here, and I'm grateful towards Lighthouse to giving me opportunity 5 years back to be a part of ISDM community. And I will say that I have written down some points where I have to talk about. So guys, my journey was not so easy before joining to ISDM. But when I get into the ISDM, I realized so many things happen in a year time. Number of learnings and takeaways. I will not say one takeaway from the ISDM. There are number of takeaways I have taken from the ISDM. And the beautiful thing is my cohort was having 60 people from 24 different states with the 46 languages. And that was the wonder when we are communicating among us. Though we do have so many differences, but yet we have I will say rope of hope to be together. And that journey starts with the RTL session, and the intensity of the program itself starts with the RTL session. I do remember the people who don't want to participate into that, but yet they participate just because of it's a part of the program. And radical transformative leadership actually helped me to start my journey to reflecting in our inner side. I will say that helps me to see myself differently as a person. I was just working with this professional as a professional earlier, but how I can connect that dot with myself, that happens through the ISDM journey. And I realized that spending a time on the reflection side, having a discussion among the group and different groups, learning groups, helped me a lot to see the people in different way. I will say that ISDM helped me to see the person beyond their actions. So that was really amazing point for me to see. And Ravi actually mentioned this point, learn from the people who are least like you. And that really happens. And throughout the journey, I remember every events and everything, we used to have a samosa. And our batch was the samosa batch, and that was a tag for our batch. I do remember that. I really want to share my journey from after ISDM. It's completing 5 years now. After ISDM, I have been in the social sector or development sector as a practitioner leader. And this journey actually helped me. I remember the words from the Suparna, from one of the discussion with her. Trust the process itself. Journey, it's very long. You don't need to fight. I was looking for a purpose of my life, and that was a stress point for my throughout the ISDM journey. Why I'm here, why I'm doing this kind of question was troubling me a lot. But throughout the mentoring and throughout the support of the cohort as well the mentors helped me a lot to reflect back and say that it is okay to be in the process of be in the process, trust in the process, and also help others to be in that process who is not able to see them through this development sector. So that only one thought I took from the process of placement, and I applied from the for the moment I was very clear that I want to work with the youth, and that is one of the reason I choose to Lighthouse Community Foundation. And I was remembering the another statement from mentors by saying build your credibility in the sector where you will able to recognize by others, because sometimes your purpose will not come to you immediately, but it will take time. But definitely you have to be in the process and do what you can do in a best way for them. So I do have one quote for myself and even my batchmate who's shown immense resilience throughout the ISDM journey, and still they are making there in the process and trusting into the same. Though some of them are in the next level of journey, learning journey, they went out of the country for the studies and all, and वो देश का नाम तो रोशन कर ही रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारे बैच का भी नाम रोशन कर रहे हैं. So I'm so proud of you everyone. And for a cohort who is completing this graduation ceremony now, I have like few words for you. Trust the process. First of all, every day is a new learning. Learning is very much needed for everyone to see yourself in a different way, to see yourself in a better version of yourself. So be in the process, learn every day. It's not needed to be academic learning, but also a learning for its self-development. And trust the process. Build yourself in a way where that quote will come. खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना, खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा खुद पूछे बंदे को बता तेरी रजा क्या है. So with these words, I will conclude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rukaiya. To tell us some more about this journey and to give us some scoop of the second cohort, I hope so, we now invite Pankaj Anand to the stage. Having previously worked at Gram Unnati Foundation and the Punjab Chief Minister's Office, Pankaj presently serves as consultant to India's Ministry of Agriculture at EY.
Thank you. It's a power-packed year at ISDM, isn't it? I believe all of you agree, and thank you so much. It's a true nostalgia to be here. I feel that it's year 2018-19 when we were part of, because I see all the similar faces here, and of course the new one. Thank you, the founding members, my team member, my batchmates, for trusting me with this, that I represent you. It's a truly humbling experience to be here, to be presenting my batch here on your behalf. I also want to say that there are so many inspiring individuals from our batch who are doing amazing work, and I consider no match for myself that they are doing such a right from building the organization from the scratch to starting new ones to going and achieving the excellence in academic, not here just in India but abroad. Many of them who are not here, but I firmly believe that they are here in the spirit, and if they could have been here, we could have made a loud noise. And thank you, my friends, my batchmates, to being here, for believing in me. And just now I heard that to give you some scoop from our batch and also share the experiences. Gopika particularly asked me to share my key learnings and key takeaways, how the journey was, and I would say that in 1 year, we learned so many things, numerous things. I can't put a finger that what was important. Everything seemed to be very relevant and very much relevant now, because over 5 years, I have been using all of those tools. I still feel there's none of the teaching had any lesser value. But again and again, when I come across the challenges, one thing or another from that kit comes up to the aid and help me navigate through the challenges. About the learnings, of course, I would like to mention some of the things such as we learned right from theory of change to systems design, system thinking. And when you enter a job and when you talk about these things, I am certain that those are the learnings that has made a great impression on the people, and not just in terms of the fancy terminology, but also in their application. I had the opportunity to work with the government, in the state government, and now at the center. And when we are approaching with these tools, the problems, the schemes, the one which is already in the force and the new ones that the government is thinking to plan, they are really, really helpful. And they have been the people who we have been working with, they have been highly impressed with it. So I want to thank you, ISDM, for introducing us to such tools, which is really helpful, which has been helping throughout the journey. About the takeaways, so it's not just about the tools that we learn and how it is helping, it's also about the aptitude that ISDM has helped us build. We say that the perseverance and the grit, it actually, like when you have certain ideas and when you present, some are like appreciated, some are shot down, but the aptitude that we have built here, that helps you keep on going, that helps you believing in your ideas and fighting, not just fighting for the idea, but fighting your own biases, challenging your own ideas and listening to others. So I would say that back in the mind, the PMDL and the RTL is working at its best. And if that is not enough, the writing on the walls come to aid. Like, never doubt the small group of committed citizen to bring a change. In fact, that is the only thing that has brought the change. I may have missed a few of the words, but I hope you understand what I want to say. That's the quote by the Margaret Mead, and that is always there in the mind. The another one is that never negotiate with yourself. I believe Francis Rubello quoted that, and that is always there. Whenever I am having self-doubt and that, okay, is it something that is worth my ideas? Is it something that would be taken up by the person in front? Will it be accepted? But then again, that the thought comes, never to negotiate with yourself, but to present the ideas. So all those writing on the walls, and now it is also ISDM presented us with the coasters. So those are lying there in the dining room and on the dinner table, always reminding me what is and how I should be approaching in the time of confusion and self-doubt. So that has been the key takeaways, and one of the most important thing that I would want to mention is that the opportunity to come back here, to be invited, and to feel to be part of this bigger tribe has always made me feel special. When I started my journey before coming to ISDM, I was part of the social sector, but I used to feel that, am I in the right direction? Is it me, like, who is wanting it? Is it something that I would want to do and continue want to do? But after joining the ISDM, that gave me a sense of strength, seeing all these people, and now it is continuously, the number is rising, the tribe is growing. So that instills a greater faith in the cause that I believe I am being a part of. It's not just, another thing is not just my effort that I have to see the final outcome of that, it has to result into something. I am satisfied with the part of being this force, the number of people who are contributing the task, and even the baton I am that carrying, however shorter distance I travel, but the good work is being carried out by all the people who are part of this tribe. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And the another key takeaway from ISDM I would like to mention is my beautiful wife and partner that I found in here. So what more I could have asked for. She is always there to remind me the values of ISDM and how we can make the life beautiful together. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pankaj. And thank you, alumni, for sharing your reflections, your journey, and for following Gopika's brief to the T. I would now like to invite Gaurav, ISDM's co-founder and director, to the podium to share some exciting updates on what ISDM has been up to and some special announcements.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So people always say, what kind of impact are you making? I think Pankaj just demonstrated the nature of impact we're making. So it's not just careers, but it's also lives. And it's also soulmates. And I must say, it gives us supreme pleasure when people within cohorts, across cohorts, find their soulmates and life partners. We've had 2 alum marriages over the last couple of months. One coming up. Okay, I need to know about this. Okay, one coming up. And we've had alum marriages across batches. Okay, lots of conversations on our PGB program. And to people who, I mean, at times a lot of people ask me, okay, what is the impact ISDM is making? I wish they were here, standing with me and looking at these young, bright, hopeful, passionate professionals, because these are the people who fill us with hope, who fill us with energy. And I think evenings like this leave me feeling that the rest of the year is really worth it. So thank you so much, all of you, for whatever you all are doing out there. We've talked a lot about the ISDM PGP journey, I want to spend maybe the next 5 minutes talking about some of the other big things that ISDM has been really busy with. Ravi in his inaugural lecture talked about the fact that the last year has been fairly path-breaking. And we've gained momentum a lot of momentum on this journey to mainstream the idea of development management and to almost create a new profession and a new discipline called development management. Beyond the PGP, we have two big work areas. One of them is what we call our Global Knowledge Hub, and the other is our Strategic Capacity Building and Advisory vertical. Let me start with a couple of key updates from our Global Knowledge Hub, or the GKH vertical. So we have a center of excellence called Center for Philanthropy for Inclusive Development. And over the last few months, CPID has actually published a landscape report which takes a systems lens and a systems thinking lens on the philanthropy landscape. It maps the various players, it kind of maps the complex interplays between these players, the barriers, the motivations, and the drivers of the philanthropic landscape. And I really hope that it will be a starting document to bring major changes in the way philanthropy is working in this country. Our Center for Innovative Finance and Social Impact has published two reports, and the center has been funded by Citibank, so a big thank you to them as well. Two reports on the idea of innovative finance and outcome-based finance and blended finance. One is a landscape report, which again talks about why is innovative finance important, what does the landscape look like, how big is it, what are the barriers, bringing in place perspectives of both donors and recipients. And the other report is a primer which then demystifies some of the instruments which are currently in play in the innovative finance space to help social purpose organizations understand them better and really make decisions on how to use them. Our Center for Data Science and Social Impact has been running a hackathon, and the idea behind the hackathon is to help use public data to create digital public goods. In fact, yesterday they've started a fellowship where we have about 7 to 8 pods, and a pod is really a group of 2 or 3 different stakeholders coming together to take up a social issue, crunch data around that, and create digital public goods. Moving on to our work under the capacity building and advisory vertical. About a couple of months ago, we published, I think, country's first self-paced modules on Introduction to Development Management. It was done in partnership with the Capacity Building Commission under Mission Karma Yogi, and the government has now published this as part of their IGOT platform. We've created another module on which we call corporate volunteering. And the idea is, there is a lot of volunteering happening in the country. What can we do as an institution to help improve both the quantity and the quality of volunteering in the country? And we're almost on the verge of completing this, and we will be launching it very, very soon. The third update is that, there are multiple learning journeys that people go through. The professionals sitting here have gone through a 1-year full-time learning journey. There are others as part of our capacity building work who go through shorter, 3-month, 6-month kind of journeys, some full-time, some part-time. But can we actually create bite-sized, small, but very interesting knowledge assets, which can then be used by individuals to enhance their own learning continuously? And we've had people talking about the importance of continuous learning or lifelong learning. So it's our effort to actually create a small ecosystem for people to be able to do that. But these small bite-sized assets that we call RLOs, or reusable learning objects, can also be used to stitch together larger learning journeys, which can be done by the individuals themselves, but can also be done by ISDM to create more interesting learning journeys. We are, I think over the next month, going to launch an open program on results-based program management. Now, program management and good quality program management, contextual program management, is almost at the heart of the work that we do in this sector. So if as an institution we can contribute to improving the quality of work that we do in the sector, it'll go a long way in delivering sustained impact at scale. So there's a lot of stuff which is happening. We've also, over the last 6-8 months, launched our NatWest library, and we have Tanya from NatWest here. So Tanya, big hello to you and thank you. A big shout out for all the support. The NatWest library exists in 2 versions. We have a physical version on campus, but the really interesting element of it is the digital or the virtual version, which has access to millions of books, periodicals, research papers, journals, and databases. And, Sajid, who I'm sure is standing here, yes, he's there at the back, he's taken this on in mission mode to now get more and more social purpose organizations from the sector onto the platform so that knowledge of this kind can be freely and easily be used for social change. I think I'll end by talking about India's first ever conference on development management or management for social change. So September last year, we organized the dialogues on development management. Ravi's briefly talked about it. It was a day-long affair. We organized it with 13 other partner organizations from the sector. We had 20 sessions across 4 tracks. We had 80 plus speakers and 800 plus participants from across 28 states and union territories in the country and from countries outside India as well. And I think that was a phenomenal experience and in some senses a validation that this journey we've been on to mainstream the discourse around development management is gaining steam. And there are more and more people who are now expressing interest to be part of this journey and to actually participate. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the evening. I do believe we have a couple of videos which are going to be played. One video. Great, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Couple of quick things. A lot of these reports have been placed on a table right outside this venue. People interested, do pick up some of them. There are flyers and standees with QR codes. You can scan them and you will have access to all of these reports and knowledge collateral. There is a report that we've put together for our dialogues on development management, which captures the sessions we've done and the learnings from them. That's also available there. So people who are interested, there's a lot of knowledge out there. Do pick it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. I would now like to call Ms. Gopika, who leads the alumni relations at ISDM, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? I hope so. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Poonam Mutreja and Mr. R. Venkat Ramani, for gracing the convocation of Class 2023. Your wishes and words were inspiring. Thank you, well-wishers of ISDM, parents, friends, special friends of alums, for coming today. Your continuous support and love is a constant inspiration for all of us to do what we resolve to do. A big round of applause for each of us. Deep gratitude to ISDM staff for all the help, mentoring, and the last-minute support that each of you have extended. We truly work very hard together, and so we'll party harder tonight. Special thanks to Deepthi, even though she wasn't around and has been managing the most critical project of her life, she ensured she had my back. A big round of applause to each of us. The staff and admin of Telegram, thank you for your continuous support that we keep coming back to you. Apologies if I have missed anyone. Gratitude to everyone who made this event a successful one. Dear alums, thank you for joining us. It is your presence that makes this event so special. It is heartwarming to see our community grow every year. Our circle of strength gets deeper and bigger. In a world where doctors, engineers, software developers are more celebrated, every year a bunch of us choose to walk this uncharted path of development, redefining what it means to be the change maker. And it is this journey that we have embarked on together that makes our bond special. On Monday, when you resume your daily lives, know that we are all in this together. Hum honge kamyab ek din. Until then, let's keep our faith strong, our motivation stronger, and our fire burning. Batch 6, aakhir tum aa hi gaye. Glad you did. Congratulations once again. Dance your hearts out tonight. You have earned it. Batch 2, welcome home. Samosa kha ke jana. A lot has changed since you left campus, except ISDM's love for you. That will always remain a constant. Hope you have an amazing weekend. Thank you all.
Thank you, Gopika. We now request everyone assembled here to please stand up for the national anthem. And that concludes the convocation ceremony.
Once again, congratulations to the graduates. You did it. Academic procession, you can exit now.